AI and machine learning. Artificial intelligence is the catch-all term for machines doing things that look smart, reasoning, planning, recognizing patterns, but peel back the hype, and it's mostly advanced statistics. Think of AI like a good illusionist. It mimics decision-making but doesn't actually think. From fraud detection systems to chatbots, AI is everywhere, but don't confuse mimicry for intelligence. Machine learning sits under that umbrella, giving machines the ability to improve through data rather than fixed rules. It's how Netflix recommends your next binge and how spam filters guess what's trash. It's useful, but narrow. It learns patterns, not meaning. Remember, ML is just one path to AI. Not all AI needs it. Neural networks are where math meets brain inspiration. They're layered systems of weighted neurons that process input data. Great for fuzzier tasks like image recognition or converting speech to text. But they break down when asked to do anything requiring clear logic. They feel brain-like, but they're more vibe detectors than reasoners. Deep learning just means stacking more of those layers, deeper networks that can spot subtler patterns. It powers self-driving cars and large-scale models like GPT-4, but the trade-off is real. You need oceans of data and GPU horsepower. No, your weekend project won't run on it. LLMs, large language models, like ChatGPT, are trained on huge swaths of text and use probabilities to predict what comes next. They don't know, they guess. They generate text that looks human, but they don't understand it. Useful? Absolutely. Intelligent? Not quite. Prompt engineering is the art, or hack, of getting LLMs to do what you want, using just your words. Today, it's a hot skill. But tomorrow? As models improve, it may become irrelevant. Babysitting AI won't scale. Singularity is the sci-fi idea that one day AI will outthink and outmaneuver us all. Elon tweets about it, Reddit debates it. Meanwhile, we're still figuring out how to stop GPT from hallucinating fake sources. File this under maybe, but not yet. Web and Internet. Web 3 promises a decentralized future, apps running on blockchains, not corporate servers. Crypto wallets and DAOs are early steps. But let's be honest, most Web 3 projects are still looking for actual use cases. Right now, it's 1% revolution, 99% overkill. Blockchain tech is what powers Web 3, a slow, secure, append-only ledger spread across many machines. Great for things like transparent supply chains or digital currencies. But for general computing? It's often too sluggish and energy-hungry to replace traditional databases. NFTs were hyped as digital proof of ownership, mostly tied to JPEGs and speculative hype. Yes, they used blockchain. No, they didn't change art. After the 2022 crash, most of the NFT scene is either dead, pivoting, or quietly hoping no one remembers. Metaverse is the idea of a shared virtual world, often AR, VR-driven, where people hang out, work, and play. Sounds cool until you're in a Zoom meeting with a headset on. The tech isn't ready, and users aren't eager. Roblox and VRChat are closer than Meta's horizon ever was. Cloud computing is simple. Instead of buying servers, you rent them, on demand, from giants like AWS or Azure. Whether you're hosting an app or crunching data, the cloud makes it cheaper, faster, and scalable. It's why startups don't buy racks anymore. Edge computing shifts the power closer to the source, processing data locally on devices instead of bouncing it to the cloud. Perfect for IoT and real-time analytics. Less latency, more speed. It's the cloud's nimble cousin. APIs are how software talks to software. You don't need to know how Stripe processes payments or how OpenWeatherMap gathers forecasts, you just plug into their APIs. Think of it like a restaurant menu, you pick what you want, and someone else handles the cooking. Programming and systems. Open source is software whose code is public, anyone can use, modify, or share it. It powers everything from Linux to Firefox, and 90% of modern software relies on it. It's free, but some of the most valuable tech in the world runs on it. The internet runs on volunteer work. Full-stack developers work both front-end and back-end, building interfaces and the logic behind them. At startups, they're gold. But the debate lingers, does doing everything mean mastering nothing? Depends on your bar for mastery. DevOps isn't just tools, it's culture. It merges developers with IT ops to automate deployment, improve delivery, and reduce downtime. CI/CD pipelines, containerization, GIT ops, it's all about shipping better software, faster, without constant fires. Agile is the idea of building software iteratively, small releases, team stand-ups, and constant feedback. But in practice? It's often just waterfall in disguise, sprinkled with sticky notes and sprint names. CI/CD stands for continuous integration and continuous delivery, basically automating testing and deployment so you're not manually pushing updates at 2 a.m. If your pipeline isn't automated, your team is probably losing sleep. GIT is version control, the system that tracks changes in code. Every dev uses it, and every dev has broken something with it. But it's also your safety net. One command, GIT revert, can save you from career-ending mistakes. Docker lets you containerize apps, so they run the same on your laptop as on production servers. It solved the works on my machine curse. You build once, run anywhere. Kubernetes is Docker's big brother, an orchestration system for managing containers at scale. Perfect for Spotify, overkill for your Todo app. Complex, powerful, but not for casuals. Consumer tech. 5G was sold as the next-gen leap, ultra-fast, low-latency networks. In reality, most of it is just repackaged for G with better marketing. Great speeds in theory, still spotty in practice. IoT, Internet of Things, connects everyday objects to the internet, from smart thermostats to factory sensors. Sounds futuristic until your smart fridge gets hacked. The S in IoT still doesn't stand for security. Smart homes are just IoT applied to your lights, locks, and speakers. Convenience? Definitely. But also, do you really want Amazon listening to your arguments? Quantum computing uses qubits instead of binary, allowing for insane levels of parallel computation. Sounds magical, and it is, but it's still in labs. We're years away from consumer use, and even longer from replacing your laptop. AR/VR splits into two realities. AR adds digital layers onto the real world, like Pokemon Go, while VR replaces the world entirely with headsets. Training, gaming, simulations. Useful stuff. But VR still causes motion sickness for many, and AR hasn't fully broken out beyond filters and niche tools.